and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Voyager class toy accurate CYCLONUS and his Targetmaster Nightstick. Now we'll take a very quick look here at the Generation Selects box art. You can see we've got a cool image there of CYCLONUS, and Nightstick. So let's crack this open and hopefully everything is how it should be inside. So we'll just slide this section off. And of course, here we have the toy accurate version of CYCLONUS, looking awesome. A really nice redeco of what is undeniably one of the best Transformers Kingdom molds. This guy looks insane. You can see we've got some blast effects, which I actually wasn't expecting to see in this box. Of course, we've got Nightstick down there in the corner, and hopefully somewhere in here will be the stickers, which are held in via sellotape. Not entirely sure whether or not that was a great idea, especially considering Hasbro's sticker quality has never been the greatest, so I'm kind of hoping that when I do actually try to pull this off, half of the stickers don't come off with the sellotape. But nevertheless, we'll crack CYCLONUS here out of this cardboard prison, take a closer look at just kind of the base stock figure. I'll then apply all of the stickers and we'll compare him alongside his original counterpart. And here we have the Transformers Legacy Voyager class CYCLONUS and Nightstick cracked open and out of the packaging, and the figure as always looks fantastic. Dare I say, in this new toy accurate inspired deco, perhaps even looking a little better when in comparison to his original Kingdom counterpart. I just think the darker purple as well as kind of some of the gunmetal silver highlights that we've got scattered throughout the bot mode really do just make this guy look awesome. Now, we'll very quickly take a look here at kind of the base figure before we go ahead and add some of the sticker detail, but you can see as far as that head sculpt is concerned, just looking wicked. We've got some nice gunmetal highlights here for the top of the bunny horns with some blue highlighting here along the side, and the gunmetal grey that we've got here for the faceplate just looks incredible. A really nice shade of silver used here, and we do actually have a kind of a mix of painted eyes as well as transparent light piping, so in a sense it does kind of bring these eyes to life. Personally, I think it would have looked a little better had they just left this clear plastic instead of painting over the top, but nevertheless, you can see here for the main body we've got some really nice darker purple colorization with some orange highlighting just to pick out some of the sharper details of the sculpt. You can see some nice lighter shades of blue here for the torso. One thing I will mention is that actually getting this guy out of the packaging, this shoulder is super loose. Now I think I can probably fix that considering it appears to just be held on via a screw, but definitely just watch out for some of these loose joints when cracking him out of the packaging. But you can see this is in fact just bland plastic, but it's got a really nice almost metallic flake to it, which definitely does look more along the lines of some of the painted areas that we're seeing. I think the thighs look awesome and as of yet have not turned yellow like that original Kingdom version. You can see here for the shins, completely cast out of purple with some nice metallic black highlights there for the actual knee guards. Overall, a very nicely done looking repaint. Now, as far as Nightstick is concerned, I believe this is the Targetmaster that we've seen previously. It looks pretty decent here in kind of its weaponized gun mode. You can see we've got some turret details. Overall, I think it looks pretty sweet. As far as some of the accessories are concerned, we did get included 2 blast effects, so this one looks pretty decent, cast out of transparent purple, and then this one here can actually break apart into a few individual components. I believe it can split into, say, 3. I kind of think this section can pull out, although I'm not going to force it, but this end cap definitely can detach, and you can peg it here onto either the blaster or of course onto CYCLONUS when in jet mode. Now, as far as transformation is concerned, very simplistic as you guys would expect. We just flip forwards the legs, flip back the gun, and there we've got him fully transformed up into robot mode. And very similarly to CYCLONUS, we've got some of that nice almost gunmetal grey used here for some of the limbs, as well as a very nicely painted orange visor as well as mouth plate. So definitely a very nice inclusion, and I know for quite some time there's been quite a few collectors out there who have been wanting CYCLONUS to in fact actually receive an official Targetmaster, that in the form here of this Nightstick. Now, as far as some of the actual accessories for CYCLONUS are concerned, we get the same blaster that we saw with the original version. Once more, this has kind of been completely painted in a really nice gunmetal grey. You can definitely see that metallic flake there to the paint, and it has been cast out of purple plastic. So once again, looking awesome. Now, for a very quick comparison between kind of the stock version here of our toy accurate version of CYCLONUS to the original counterpart, you can see straight away a stark contrast in kind of the saturation here for our new toy accurate version. I actually think the darker purple and gunmetal suits this mold a lot better when in comparison here to the more vibrant color scheme that we saw from the Kingdom release. And I know, at least judging by the comment section of my original review, that not so many of you were impressed with this slightly more vibrant color scheme they decided to go with on that original version. So this may actually appeal to quite a few more collectors than this one. And sadly, my Kingdom Cyclonus has got that yellowing issue here at the top of the legs, the hands, some of the biceps, and I believe even here at the back, a few of the joints have also turned a little yellow. So that's definitely not great to see, and it's something that I'm really hoping Hasbro perfect for future releases, as at least for me, it's actually quite sad, especially considering that some of these figures are so elusive to obtain. A figure of which comes straight to mind would be that of the Netflix Soundwave. Mine is pretty much ruined. It's gone completely yellow where all those grey components are concerned, and really is a sight for sore eyes, not in the good way. But I'm going to go ahead, completely sticker up this Cyclonus, and then of course we'll take a closer look at some of those decals. And behold, Cyclonus, the warrior, fully decked out with pretty much all of the stickers that actually come included in the set. Now, you will notice that we do get 2 additional Decepticon insignias. Now, these actually are unnumbered when you are putting some of the other stickers on in the instructions, and it is simply down to the fact that these are optional. If you don't wish to have kind of these decals here for the shoulders, you can completely leave them off and switch them out here for the Decepticon logos. Personally, I decided to go with toy accuracy, and at least in my opinion, I do think these here look a little cooler, but it is just an option. Or I guess you could kind of take these Decepticon logos and perhaps give them to some of your other Decepticons, or maybe find another placement for them somewhere else on Cyclonus. But for the most part, I actually think he looks fantastic. Now, if you're a long-time viewer of the channel, if you've watched any of my previous toy accurate reviews, such as Galvatron, or even some of those 10th anniversary Transformers Prime packs, you guys will know that I do not like stickers at all. I find them to be incredibly outdated, especially when Hasbro more than have the capability of actually printing on or tampo printing these details on the figure, so that as soon as you open them, they're already pre-installed. So I don't like them, but I will be honest and say these were actually pretty straightforward to apply onto the figure, and overall I really do think better his look. Now, as we bring him in here for a closer look, the head sculpt goes completely untouched. I did decide, however, to put on a new foil Decepticon insignia over the pre-existing stamped on version, just as I think kind of the metallic reflection that we've got going on now looks so much nicer, and depending on how precise you are, you will actually be able to conceal the complete logo. You can see I've tried my best, but the original version is ever so slightly poking through here at the base. I think these shoulder decals look really impressive, incredibly toy accurate in regards to their design, and you can see here for the wings, we've got some really nice graphic details going on here. And then as we just take a look at the thighs, you can see that sadly one of mine has become completely crumpled. Now, this is due to transformation. There is literally barely any clearance from where you have to shoot the thigh in to this lower section of the leg, and that has literally taken half the sticker clean off. This side, however, has gone completely untouched, so I'm not entirely sure whether or not perhaps there's too much excess plastic here on this side when in comparison to this side, but it is definitely something worth noting. As you can see, it has completely spoiled the look here for this sticker, and considering we don't get any additional spares, this is sadly how I'll always have to display this guy on the shelf. But as we just work our way down here to the lower section, you can see once more we do get some really nice details here at the base. So overall, definitely a very nicely done looking figure, and to begin with, I already thought it was a flawless mold. I mean, this guy literally has barely any excess jet mode kibble, and when we actually get him transformed up into the jet mode, it too is super clean. Now, in order to bring out some comparisons, I have decided to take our toy accurate version of Galvatron, so you can see he actually looks really cool being posed alongside this toy accurate version of Cyclonus. I guess if you wanted to kind of create that original trio, you could bring in the Studio Series 86 sweep, as I do believe they based that colorization on the original Scourge 80s toy, but definitely looking fantastic with one another. And just as I showcased the comparison before we'd stick it up Cyclonus, here we have him alongside the original version, and at least in my personal opinion, I really do think this new Legacy version looks a lot better. The darker purple, the gunmetal silver and greys that we've got going on with this guy, I think just looks so much nicer when in comparison to the really bright and vibrant, almost borderline blue that we saw here with this version. Now, as far as transformation is concerned, it's exactly the same as the original version, although I will showcase it here for the purposes of the review. So you are going to want to rotate the hands around to almost create some robot mode blasters, so you can have Cyclonus firing away at the Autobots in this mode. And I guess we could actually bring in some of these blast effects and insert them into the barrels, which actually isn't a bad look for this guy at all. And then just rinse and repeat the exact same process here for this side. We can then flip our attention to the back, lift these panels up, and then fold this section out, collapse the foot into that hollow cavity. As we spin our attention around here to the front, you're going to want to rotate the arms in like this. We can then proceed to fold out this flap, disengage this section, snap this into place, and it will actually peg in here to the side of the arm. Rinse and repeat here for this side, so fold this section all the way out and just snap that section there into place. We can then disengage the shoulders, shift these here all the way just to allow for some additional clearance, and then basically pull the back section apart as well as for the front torso. Now, first time around when I transformed this guy, when I originally reviewed the Kingdom version, I was absolutely blown away with just how much engineering and how many panels were tightly folded away in this nose cone, and it's no exception here with this Legacy version. I really do think the engineering on this figure is top notch. So you're going to want to open this section out, which will then allow us to flip out the nose cone, which will then allow us to flip out yet again the tip of the jet. So there is so much that actually gets stored away within this, albeit it can be a little difficult to actually get a hold of. So just flip that front section out, snap that there into place, snap this into place, and then now we can close all of this here back up. That will then allow us to rotate the cockpit all the way around so that the front is now facing the back. And here comes kind of the scary part. So you are going to want to essentially shoot the thighs here into the lower section of the legs. And just to demonstrate what I mean, as you can see, there is literally barely any clearance between kind of the thigh and the very slight hollow space that we have to actually getting this here inside this hollow cavity. It literally does just not want to go in at all here on my copy. So I'm not entirely sure whether or not there's some excess plastic here on this side. It does take quite a lot of force to actually get that pegged in, and here on this side it does go in a lot smoother. So I do think perhaps there is a molding defect there, but just snap this section here in, and then you'll want to shoot those two tabs there into the back. We can then take these side panels, angle them here out to the sides, and of course rinse and repeat here, flip the arms to the back, snap them into the rear of the jet. So just shoot those in there, flip here to this side, and of course repeat the same process here for this side. And then we have the toy accurate version of CYCLONUS fully transformed up into the jet mode and actually looking fantastic. Here in this mode is where you'll really see some of these stickers take full force, and at least in my opinion they do alter the look for the better. Now as we flip here to the back, you saw me complaining in regards to the clearance. This is something that I would only recommend doing at your own discretion. I'm not saying that if you do transform in the stickers will peel off, but considering there is just a very slim piece of clearance to allow that 5-piece to slide in, more than likely you're going to shear the sticker clean off. So definitely just bear that in mind when transforming. But you can see here for the back, I love the attention to detail, them actually painting these thrusters here in a metallic gunmetal, so they do kind of match the colorization that we've got here formed out of the back of the arms. You can see as far as the front nose cone is concerned, a really great mix of some lighter shades of blue, purple, and gunmetal. Even that plastic actually kind of matches the paint. So we've got a Decepticon logo, which is a sticker detail that you'll have to apply. Now, in regards to the stickers for this mode, I'd say one of the biggest challenges is kind of lining all of these up. There are 4 stickers here. Now, why this wasn't just one gigantic sticker that you had to place over the top is completely beyond me, as it really would have kind of prevented any misalignment. But you can see I have tried my utmost best, and the detail actually looks pretty decent. You can see we've got some nice metallic orange, some nice metallic purple, got some nice detailing here on these side wing pieces. So in all, it definitely is a really cool looking jet, and just check out that side profile. That is probably one of the best and the sleekest jet modes that we've ever seen for a modern day mainline transformer. This guy truly is remarkable, and I can only hope that maybe we can see him introduced into the 86 Studio Series line in kind of a much more animation accurate color deco, as I know I'd definitely buy it. And then as we come here to the underside, you can flip out the landing gear as you could on the original version, so just snap that there into place, and that is essentially CYCLONUS in a nutshell. Now, very quickly covering some of the weapon implementation, we can take the blaster and just snap that here into kind of the top of the cockpit. And as we spin our attention to the back, as seen previously, we do get included 2 distinctive blast effects. Now, whilst I think these look great in bot mode, I kind of wish that we had received a pair of the same, just as when you do attach them here into the back, it can create for a slightly unsightly look, just as they don't match up. So I personally would have preferred a pair of the same instead of basically these 2 distinctive distinctive pieces. Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think. But that there is basically all of the weapon storage. Not the best, but definitely not the worst. And so, some final thoughts for this Transformers Legacy Voyager class CYCLONUS and his Targetmaster Nightstick. Overall, I definitely think it's a pretty nice pack. For those of you who are a fan of some of these toy accurate inspired decos, I really think you're going to like CYCLONUS here in particular. I personally think this colour choice is superior over the original Wave 1 Kingdom release that we saw. I just think the darker purple, the gunmetal grey that we're seeing better suits this mould and kind of makes him just look that more intimidating. I really do think some of the gunmetal highlights are fantastic, and whilst the stickers I personally am not a huge fan of just in general, I really do think drastically alter the look of both the bot mode and the jet mode for the better. I do wish, however, that they were actual printed on details fresh out of the package instead of stickers. I really do find stickers to be incredibly outdated, especially in regards to kind of the modern technology that we're seeing, such as 3D printing. I really do think that they could have tampered those on and they would have looked a lot better and probably would have saved a lot of collectors hassle, as I know quite a few of you guys are not a fan of stickers in general. Accessory wise, I think Nightstick is definitely a great inclusion. It's awesome to actually get CYCLONUS and his Targetmaster in one pack and not having to track either of them down individually. I think the blast effects are cool, but personally I would have rathered two of the same effect instead of two distinctive ones, just to kind of create symmetry when having him in alt mode. And I will have to mention once again that sticker shearing off on the thigh. That could just be down to perhaps excess plastic here on my figure, but I would definitely take caution when transforming this guy, or maybe even just leave those thigh stickers off completely, as they really do look rather ruined if you do actually sadly crumple them up. I will say also the price point of this guy I find to be a little too high. Here in the UK, this retails for roughly £40, and when you take into account that first time round the individual release of CYCLONUS retailed for roughly 23 to 24, that's quite a significant increase, almost double the original asking price, and I personally don't think it's worth it. So unless you are a die-hard fan and you're a completionist, then I personally would just recommend trying to track down that original CYCLONUS, as if memory serves me correctly, you can still find him for a pretty decent price point. But out of the two, undeniably this is the better colorization, at least for me. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this review. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Is this a redeco that you plan on adding to the collection? And what do you guys think in regards to the blast effects, the Targetmaster, as well as the stickers? I thank you all so much for watching, and until my next review, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.